Welcome back to my channel, guys. Bienvenue. And in today's video I'll be showing you guys how I made breadfruit balls, and in this recipe I'll be adding smoked herring to it as well. Now the first thing I'm going to do is cut the breadfruit in quarters, and we're going to be steaming the breadfruit. Now do not fill the pot with water, and I'll show you guys how it looks. So for steaming the breadfruit, I did put in about 2 cups of water, and I added a plastic bag to the top, which is more like the traditional way of steaming it, and I let it cook for about 30 minutes. Next, I removed the skin from the breadfruit, and then I diced it into smaller pieces and added it to my food processor. Now, if you do not have a food processor and you have a mortar pestle, you can use that as well, or you can just use a fork. And what I am doing, I am going to be adding some warm water to the mixture when it's blending. And I also saved a little bit of the water from the steam because there was some water left, and I added to it as well. And then we are going to blend it, and I also added a little bit of salt. And then this is where I added just a little bit of that warm water. And while it was blending, I did add about a teaspoon of the water left over from the steam, and I'll show you guys how it looks. And this is how it looks after. It is nice and soft, how I want it. Now you can control how soft you want it by the amount of water that you put in. And this is the texture I like. It's pretty much like a dough, as you guys can see. Yep. So I am going to place it to the side whilst I get the smoked herring ready, and I'll be right back. And now for the smoked herring preparation. Now I have already started the prep by boiling these pieces of smoked herring in some water. Now I did change the water twice, and I boil it on both occasions for about 15 to 20 minutes about. So here I am just flaking that smoked herring. Now I got the ones without bone. Now I do rather the one with bone because I feel like the taste is more present, but they did not have any. So I am using the boneless fillets. And now we're going to start to saute our smoked herring. So I first went in with my fresh seasonings. I have onion, garlic, parsley, I have bell peppers, and I also have seasoning peppers in there. Now allow it to saute for about a minute or two before going in with your smoked herring, if that is your preference. And now we're going in with that smoked herring that is flaked, and we're just going to be adding it to the pan and just saute for about 2 to 3 minutes because it is actually cooked already. Okay, so just saute your smoked herring. Now for me, I do like to add ketchup to my smoked herring. This is my personal preference. You do not have to do it this way. So I'm gonna go ahead and add that ketchup. At this point, my smoked herring is done. The stove is off, and I am going to place it in one of my glass containers so it can cool, and then we're gonna start the assembling. And now it's time for assembling. So here I have 2 glass bowls, one with the smoked herring that is cooled and the other with my mashed breadfruit. Now I'm going to also be using breadcrumbs for this recipe to just coat the balls once I am done. And we're gonna go right ahead to assembling. And the first thing I'm doing is sectioning off a piece. And what I like to do, I like to squeeze it into the shape of somewhat like a ball first, just so it can be a bit smoother, and then I start to press to flatten it. Not too flat because you do not want the smoked herring to start going through it. And I'm going in by teaspoons, and I'm lightly pressing the smoked herring into the middle. Once I feel I have enough, we are going to start pinching the ends so they can connect and we can start shaping it into a ball. So I do like the consistency of the breadfruit because it makes it a lot easier to assemble this way. And I'm just going to give it a light roll just to be a little bit more smooth. And once that is done, we are going to place it into the breadcrumbs. And it's a light coating of breadcrumbs. And place it on a plate. I'm going to do the rest off camera, and I'll be right back to show you guys how they all look. And this is my favorite part. Now it's time for frying. I am using vegetable oil, and I'll be placing the breadfruit balls in gradually into the hot oil. Now be very careful when dealing with hot oil. And also, what I tend to do, I tend to gradually bring the color that I desire. So I do not leave it on any one side for too long or more than 2 minutes. So by doing that, I get it to have that all-round brown color that I would like, and it doesn't stay in the oil for too long on one side. And I believe that gets the desired color that I like. So you can do it however you please as well, but this method just works for me. Ooh, and you guys can see that beautiful brown color that I am speaking of. This is it, guys. This is it. So this is all done, and I'll show you guys how they look when I add my extra zhuzh to it. Okay, see you guys in the next clip. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, like, subscribe, share, however you choose to. I do thank you guys so much for tuning in, and catch you in the next one. Bye.